There's got to be something out there that is possibly shearing the orbits into a particular direction. There might actually be a ninth planet in our solar system. There has to be something outside that might be guiding the orbits in a certain way. It's possible that our solar system has a ninth world. Our sun has 9 planets, but Pluto is not one of them. NASA has made an amazing find in the vastness of our solar system. They have found a 9th planet that is orbiting beyond Neptune and Pluto. On the other hand, this astronomical finding has a dark side that has puzzled scientists and captivated the public. Planet 9 is experiencing a strange event that has never been seen before in our area of space. Does it look like proof of alien interference, a collision in space, or something else we don't understand? We're going to talk about how NASA found a 9th planet in our solar system, but something is off. Our world, Earth, is one of 8 planets that orbit around the Sun, which is a very large and very hot star. Astronomers who study the Sun and planets have known for a very long time that these planets move across the sky in a steady pattern based on what they can see. Some are moving forward faster than others, and some even look like they are going backward. But that's where we're getting off track. Let's look at how the Sun and planets formed. The solar nebula, a huge cloud of gas and dust, began to form about 4.6 billion years ago. It was this cloud that made the early solar system possible. It may have been a nearby supernova that caused the nebula to fall under its own weight and start spinning. Because of the principle of conservation of angular momentum, a protostar formed at the center of the spinning cloud. It got hotter and denser over time. The accretion process led tiny bits of dust to hit each other and group together to form planetesimals, which are bigger objects. As they continued to crash into each other and merge, the surrounding matter started to stick together. This is how protoplanets were made. As they continued to take in more matter, they grew bigger and heavier. At the same time, the Sun got bigger and brighter. During this time, it became the most powerful object in the solar system after it surpassed the mass of all the planets, asteroids, and comets put together. Denser materials fell to the cores of the protoplanets, while lighter materials rose to the tops. As the protoplanets continued to gather material, their cores became hotter and more differentiated. Earth and other planets with rocky surfaces were made in part by this process, which we will talk about in a bit. The Sun's strong rays and solar wind blew away the last of the gas and dust into space. Because of the lower temperatures there, gas and ice could stay gaseous, which is how gas giants like Saturn and Jupiter formed. The cold worlds Neptune and Uranus got their atmospheres and icy cores after that. The planets in our solar system are all different, but there are some things they have in common. In this case, each planet has a north and a south pole. These points are at the ends of the world. In the middle of it, the big asteroid belt, which goes from Jupiter to Mars, is another thing that sets our solar system apart from the outer solar system. Most people think of the Sun, planets, and Earth when they think of our solar system, but there are many other types of bodies in the ring around the Sun, such as comets, meteors, asteroids, moons, and some moons that have their own moons, space dust, and the controversial dwarf planets. When scientists found a large piece of rock and ice in 2005, they decided to name it Ice. The fact that it was farther from the Sun and bigger than Pluto made people think about what a planet really is. Do you think Ice was the 10th planet in the solar system? What's the difference between Pluto and Ice? If not, in 2006, the International Astronomical Union, IU, said that an object had to directly orbit the Sun in order to be considered a planet. This means that the Moon doesn't count because it orbits Earth, not the Sun. It also had to be big enough that its own gravity made it spherical, and it had to have cleared its neighborhood, which means that it was the most important object in its orbit. This is because Pluto was demoted from the 9th planet to a dwarf planet, where it now lives with eyes, Make, Ceres, Haumea, and Orcus. Since Pluto was kicked out of the club, there have been hints that there might be one more planet in the solar system. This would bring the total number of known planets back up to 9, with a possible planet 9 hiding on the edge of our solar system. This world has been hard to find so far, but a new study has found the exact spot where it should be. The fact that Planet 9's gravity pulls on other objects shows that it exists. Assuming the planet is real, its pull on other celestial bodies will change their paths. By doing some easy math, you could find out where a planet's gravitational pull comes from. John Couch Adams and Urbain Le Verrier were the first astronomers to notice that Uranus seemed to be being pulled by an invisible planet. This led to the finding of Neptune. It doesn't matter how much gravity we have pulling on Planet 9, we do see a strange grouping of very small icy objects in the outer parts of solar system. These are called Kuiper Belt objects, KBOs. If there were no planets in the Kuiper Belt, the KBO's paths would look like they were strewn around randomly in the orbital plane of the Sun. But it's actually the other way around. A lot of KBO circles tend to group together. That this is just a matter of chance is possible, but not likely. In 2016, researchers used the statistical distribution of KBOs to find that the clustering was caused by an outer planet that had not been found yet. They think it weighs about 5 Earths and is about 10 times farther away from the Sun than Neptune. The study even gave an estimate of a large part of the sky that the planet might be in, but the searches didn't turn up anything. For some, this led them to believe that Planet 9 doesn't exist. Planets may not always be present when their paths are strange. That's what Planet Vulcan will say. Because some people didn't like the first work, this new study goes back and looks at it again. Many people don't like how easy it is to find things in the outer solar system, which forces us to look in awkward places. The fact that we saw a clustering effect could just be due to skewed data. The researchers say that the clustering is still statistically significant even though observational bias was taken into account. The chance that it's just a coincidence is very small. By recalculating the likely orbit of Planet 9, scientists are better able to target it. The study's interesting new orbit brings Planet 9 closer to the Sun than previous predictions. Some people have even said that Planet 9 is real, but we will never be able to see it because it is a primitive black hole. Could it not even be a planet? Could it be the first black hole? Our methods for studying the sky are always getting better, but there's still a lot of small worlds in the solar system that we haven't found yet. The 9th planet in our solar system is thought to be much bigger than Earth. It has a mass of 5 to 10 Earth masses and goes around the Sun 400 to 800 astronomical units away on average. Earth's orbit around the Sun is about 1 astronomical unit away, which is 10 to 20 times farther than Pluto's orbit. Planet 9 would take between 10,000 and 20,000 years to go around the Sun once. The idea of a big world following the Sun from so far away is very interesting. Studies of other star systems show that there are a lot of exoplanets with masses between those of Earth and Neptune. It's strange that our solar system doesn't have a world with this mass range, but if Planet 9 is real, it would be a huge, important finding that would change the way we think about the system of planets that orbit our Sun. It goes without saying that a planet with a path so off would be very hard to find. Still, experts keep looking through infrared surveys in the hopes of seeing something far away moving across the sky. There isn't much direct proof that Planet 9 exists, other than the fact that something in the outer solar system is pulling on it. The object should be giving off infrared radiation if it is out there. This type of radiation comes from the planet's energy leak since the beginning of time. Now we get to the black hole idea. In a new study, astronomers Jacob Schultz from Durham University and James Onwin from University of Illinois at Chicago presented a different idea. They said that the gravitational oddities in the farthest reaches of the solar system are not caused by planets at all. Instead, they said that there was a primordial black hole, which is an idea that has caused some talk. The rest of the solar system is not in danger from this type of black hole because it is too small, but it will have a big effect in the farthest parts of our solar system. We only know Planet 9 exists because of its effects on trans-Neptunian objects, TNOs. After all, black holes are the things with the strongest gravitational pull in the universe. This type of black hole is thought to have formed right after the Big Bang. It is said to be the size of an electron, but as heavy as 5 to 10 Earths. Still, there is no direct evidence for this theory, but researchers are still looking for clues in the Kuiper Belt. The question remains, what is causing the gravitational pull? Could it be Planet 9, a small black hole, or something else entirely?